Welcome to my second video update for 2021. My intent today is to focus on the Township's 2021 annual budget. I believe in that budget that we are addressing our four key strategic priorities, namely fiscal accountability, wise infrastructure investment, economic development, and village and hamlet vitality. The annual budget is Council's primary tool to oversee operations, ensure prudent fiscal management, and set our priorities. On Monday, March the 1st, Council recommended passage of its 2021 budget. While the final outcome may change as new information is received, the bylaws will come forward once the county and school board rates are finalized. The majority of Council approved a local tax rate increase of 1%. This budget hits all of our key objectives, which were given to staff back in November. This included a desire to keep any increases at or near inflation, lower any long-term debt that we have, and increase our reserves. Capital spending at over $4.7 million remains strong as well in this almost $19 million municipal budget. Let me remind you that the local township portion of your tax bill is roughly 47%. The county share is 36%, and the school board comes in at 17% to make up the balance. I will have more to say in the county budget in my next video in a couple of weeks. No change in both the county and the school board rates are expected. As the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation has delayed reassessment of property, most residents should see no more than a very small increase, if any, in their taxes. The province has also announced that the education rate for businesses will go down as one of their COVID responses. A 1% increase in the township tax rate raises about an additional $113,000. Taxation revenue in Rideau Lakes Township is about $11.6 million, with grants totaling about $3 million coming in as our second highest revenue source. The township has had a very busy construction year in 2020, and early indications are that trend will continue. This new development and growth has increased our assessment base by about 0.67%. We also ended 2020 with a $1.1 million surplus due to some COVID-related project delays of about $715,000 and $322,000 of savings in salaries and benefits due to staff vacancies during the year. Most of this surplus has been carried forward to support 2021 activity, with the balance being used to increase our reserves. As you can imagine, a $19 million budget has many moving parts. This is the document that we asked Council to go through. There's 60 pages here of line-by-line details, and I will only be able today to highlight perhaps a few of the major changes in investments. On the operational side, we will see three major service level enhancements. This week, Council formally approved a higher service standard for our 204 kilometers of gravel roads. We are moving from a 3 to 5 year cycle for stone maintenance to a 2 to 3 year cycle. This will vastly improve gravel road surfaces, which make up about 45% of our total township roads. As well this spring, our private road policy for waste and recycling pickup will be implemented. Council and staff have done extensive research and consultation on this service, and we will see many more private roads receiving enhanced service levels, all based on township-wide consistent standards. There are also funds budgeted for a strategic review of the township's waste management program as we work towards the transition to producer responsibility for blue box material. A new swim program is being introduced in 2021, which will take advantage of local swimming locations within the Rideau Lakes area. Swimming lesson programs will be taking place at Sand Lake Park in Elgin, Lower Beverly Lake Park in Delta, the Westport Lions Club Beach, and the Rideau Ferry Yacht Club Beach in Rideau Ferry. With respect to some of our outside boards and agencies that we fund, the best news is that the OPP budget to budget costs of $2.134 million is down about $79,000. We had a total of 1,747 calls for service in 2019, which is the last year that I have full statistics for. Our library board budget is up 1% to roughly $447,000. The Municipal Heritage Advisory Committee has budgeted a total of $62,000, and that includes work on some of our cemeteries. Many folks will not realize that within the Township of Rideau Lakes, we have 50 active and inactive cemeteries within our boundaries that we have some level of responsibility for. Finally, the RVCA, the Rideau Valley Conservation Authority, and the CRCA, the Cataraqui Conservation Authority, receive about $142,000 from the township to provide their watershed-based services. In the budget, the council has agreed to add one staffing position, an Economic Development and Cultural Heritage Coordinator. This position was recommended in 2020's Cultural Heritage Strategic Plan and will support our economic development efforts and help grow our tourism base. Overall, operating expenses are broken down, with 34% being salaries and benefits, OPP consisting of 16% of our expenses, long-term debt comes in at 14%, and materials, contracted services, and maintenance and repairs are each at about 7%. So those are the larger items in that operating expense budget. On the capital side, we have a very ambitious work plan. $2.9 million will be invested in local roads, with the full roadbed reconstruction of Plum Hollow Road being the largest of those projects. We hope to extend the life of many of our other hard surface roads with an overlay being planned. A new library is budgeted for $400,000 for the former OPP detachment in Lombardy. We are also making a significant investment in more green space and landscaping at the Ronald E. Holman Municipal Complex. An older backhoe will be replaced with a rubber-tired excavator at a cost of about $360,000. This will increase the work that we can do with our own staff in-house. Our fire department will benefit from a new rapid response boat and the pre-authorized approval of a tanker for delivery in 2022. Many of our community halls will benefit from various capital improvements supported by our very successful efforts to access foundation grants. Public Works will also be replacing a tandem plow truck at a cost of about $320,000. The Elgin Municipal Complex roof will see major upgrades estimated at about $180,000. Architectural design work budgeted at $50,000 will also start for the new proposed municipal hub in Portland. We will continue with the 2-year partnership with WTC at $300,000 to improve township broadband. We're certainly hoping to access provincial and federal grants that may lower the local share on this initiative. A formal community improvement plan for Portland will be developed, and a visioning exercise will be undertaken for the village of Newborough. The Cataraqui Trail will see investments at the Iron Bridge in Chaffee's Lock, along with portions of the trail in the South Elmslie Ward, and the development of a trailhead at Highway 15 and County Road 5. That cost is projected to be in the $170,000 range, with about $130,000 of that thousand being in the form of grants. We will continue to invest in our sidewalks with an expenditure in the $76,000 range in various villages. Many of our village and hamlet welcome signs will be replaced in order to take advantage of the township's new logo and the branding work that was completed in 2020. So while the 2021 budget is a single year snapshot, council and staff do keep a focus on the long term. Our cash flow has greatly improved. Our asset management is being updated and followed, and it is expected that the need to borrow long term may be eliminated by 2023. In 2015-2016, our long-term debt as a municipality stood at almost $9 million. Today, we're at $6.6 million, and this will continue to go down again in the 2021 budget year. As debt payments lower, funds are freed up to bolster other capital improvements, building our reserves, and managing any future tax rate changes. A 1% tax increase in the local share translates into about a $12 increase for each $250,000 of assessed value. 94% of the Rideau Lakes tax base is residential. Farm is at 3.8% and commercial industrial is at 2%. Our township tax rate does remain one of the lowest in all of Leeds and Grenville, with many other municipalities facing a tax rate that is 50 to 100% higher. In closing, I hope this information has been helpful. Staff has put a great deal of effort into the 21 budget exercise and are to be commended. Council has carefully considered all the priorities and has supported a well-balanced budget. Now the real work of implementation begins. As always, staff and council are here to serve the public and will answer any questions. Email is probably the best way to reach us. Thank you. Remember, even with the vaccines rolling out now, COVID is still with us. I encourage people to continue to shop locally. Our businesses need that support. And most of all, please stay safe and well. Thank you.